Violence at Sporting Events by Jacob Weber. Where it comes from. It may come from the pressure of the surrounding sporting environment. Could come from the comfortability of the fan base. Maybe the team performed bad. Maybe the teams that are fighting currently during the game. But it could also come from mental problems, drugs, and alcohol. Here's a video on violence at sporting events.
The sporting world is synonymous with competition and aggression among players, but all too often that behavior transcends the boundaries of the field and makes it to the stands. Antagonistic actions that would be frowned upon in everyday life are praised by some as fans erupt into melees, riots, and fights over a game. In one example, a Romanian football fan ran onto the field and punched a player from the opposing team. The outburst triggered even more violence and forced the game to be called off. The hit was so strong that the player was hospitalized with a broken cheek. Social media has also played its part. Tools like Facebook and Twitter have given spectators a platform to express their anger. After San Francisco 49ers Kyle Williams dropped the ball during an American football playoff game, he immediately began receiving death threats on Twitter. Let's take a look at some of the things that people said. Here we have @Have Pascal saying, "I hope you, your wife, kids, and family die. You deserve it." Then @Mr. J7 says, "Hey, Kyle Williams 10, you suck, you dumb blank. I hope you die. You suck, you suck, you suck. You blew the game twice." Another one coming up. "I hope you die in your sleep tonight." This is just an example, but it's not only violence.
Anyway, so now it's time for a little story, and hopefully y'all do this. Stories! Yay! Two high schools in Montgomery County, Maryland, suspended their football seasons after a fight broke out between players and coaches. That same night, shootings at two separate high school football games in Augusta, Georgia, led to multiple injuries and arrests. Also on that day, 3 teens were arrested after a fight broke out at a homecoming football game. Finally, that same exact night, numerous fights between players and spectators prematurely ended a high school football game in Aurora, Colorado. Here's another video about a 49er fan that has gotten beaten.
This is just the latest incident of fans going too far. Probably the most notable case is Brian Stowe. The Giants fan was severely beaten in the parking lot of Dodger Stadium in 2011. That beating left him with pretty severe brain damage. In fact, there is a fundraiser planned for the Stowe family at tonight's Giants game. Later in 2011, a fight erupted in the stands during a preseason game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Raiders. This prompted the cancellation of the yearly preseason matchup. And last year, fans fought after a bus ride home from a game. This one happened in Sacramento following a matchup between the 49ers and the Giants. Then just this past weekend, another fight in the stands of the 49ers game, this time between 49ers and Colts fans.
Anyway, so those people are just only people. Maybe, even people who are younger than us have died to violence at sporting events. Because anger can become deadly once a 10-year-old kid was shot and killed trying to kill someone else. I mean, I thought sporting events were supposed to be fun and not murderous. Here's a video about a similar situation. I'm not sure if it's the same or different.
Tonight, the 10-year-old boy shot during a high school football game last Friday night in New Jersey has died. His name was McCaw, but everyone called him Dew. And that game that was interrupted today resumed at the home field of the Philadelphia Eagles, and it began with a moment of silence. Several men have now been charged in this case. From our sister station, WPVI, here's reporter Walter Perez.
Larry White, executive director of the NJSIAA, revealing that the 10-year-old who was shot during last week's football game in Pleasantville has passed away. White says allowing these teams to finish this game today here at the Link is the right thing to do, but he admits he was heartbroken to hear the news.
As a grandparent, I can't help but think, because I have a 4-year-old grandson, not that much younger than McCaw, the young man that passed away, I cried.
It was the third quarter of the postseason matchup between Pleasantville High and Camden High School when the gunfire erupted. 5 men were eventually arrested and charged in connection with the shooting, where 3 people were wounded, including the 10-year-old who was shot in the neck. Head coach Doug Peterson saying the Eagles organization is happy to do anything it can to help in the wake of this tragic development.
They're not alone in this, endeavor, and that the Eagles have really kind of stepped up and again provided the link and provided an opportunity for them to finish the game.
Larry White adding that what makes him most upset is that so many young people had to be exposed to the realities of violence during what was supposed to be a fun night of football.
I just think it highlights the world we live in now. No place is safe.
Meanwhile, the charge against the gunman who shot 10-year-old Micah has not been upgraded to murder by the Atlanta County Prosecutor's Office.
Rest in peace, Micah. Thank you. These are the credits of the things I have technically stolen because I didn't get the people's permission. And thanks to me, myself, and I, because I literally was the only one that did this. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It's kind of sad. Anyway.